recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Hameen Media Group. This is your next level wrestling review. And this is NeXT.
All right, calm down. Calm down. Settle down. Settle down, children. Enough. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the attack. The Impact Attack. No, I'm just kidding. You wouldn't be watching that right now, would you? Yes, you would. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the reporter, the people, the man with a plan. Big Ray, here to stay. To talk some lucha libre and a whole bunch of other shit today. But I am not alone, my friends. Oh, no, no, no. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 4-time Subway Street Fight champion, the Vet. He's a Rip Rogers guy. The Vet. Vet. Rip Rogers guy. He's a Rip Rogers guy. The Vet, Jamie Williams. The Vet, Subway Street champion. Punching lights in
from
Subway.
the islands.
From the islands. From Long Island.
From
Staten Island.
Oh, man.
What's up, dude?
Looks like I'm going to have to bring some plastique if I want to win any Subway fights these days.
Oh, Jesus. Christmas on a fucking cracker, bro. What a fucking clusterfuck it's been.
Should we just get right into it? I mean, what do you want to talk about this? Because I really only hear bits and pieces. I don't watch the news or read the news. I live in a bubble.
I'm going to save most of it tonight. For tonight, like the dissection of there's a video that came out. This guy put out a video, the mass shooter put out a video on YouTube, and I have that. It was a disturbing video that I think he put up about 2 or 3 days ago before this incident here in New York City. And let me just lower this real quick.
And it's still up? The video's still up?
Yeah, still up.
Wow.
I think they're leaving it up for a reason.
Yeah.
So real quick, guys, yesterday, if you guys don't know, and I'm sure you do know, the same trains that I take in and out of Brooklyn, the same train that my wife would have been on if she left a little later, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes she leaves later, sometimes she leaves early. This morning, she left early, thank God. Yesterday morning, she left early. Some asshole got on the train, threw a smoke bomb, and just fucking started popping a cap in people's asses. Just started shooting people. If it wasn't for the fact that his gun got jammed and he dropped it and ran, more people would have. Well, nobody died. Thank God nobody died. So nobody fucking died. That's incredible, by the way. It's real fucked up, man. It's been like I couldn't go to work yesterday, and a lot of people will be like, "Oh, that's great." That's not that great because I now used a vacation day or a sick day that I could have used, in the summer or for being, a day I'm sick. I had to stay home. So first I got to tell you that a lot of fucking people hit me up. And you know how sometimes when something in New York City happens, they check on you like, "Oh, are you okay?" Usually I'm not that close. Like, I don't know if you can hear right now, but there are several helicopters flying over it happened basically in my neighborhood. Helicopters, I was telling the vet off air.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can. Is that a helicopter? Is one of they're looking for him over there too?
Unrelated helicopter.
It's
but anyway,
fine.
I'll mute myself so you can continue talking.
No, it's fine. But because, like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about it. But it's a fucking scary thing, man. But this is not something for people that don't follow me on social media. I joke around about it a lot, but it's inevitable. It was going to happen. This was going to happen Because New York City has turned to shit. They have dismantled the police department. The police have no power. The power has been given to the criminals here in New York City. And it's up to people like myself, up to people that really give a shit, to have to fight these wars on the MTA, on the train. It's not just a train, it's everywhere. But it seems like that's the hub for all the worst of the worst, you know? And in the way the situation is now, Vet, right? You can't really drive to work because gas is way too expensive. You can't really buy a car because everybody's goddamn broke. So the best way to do it is the MTA, and the MTA is actually very expensive. It's almost $4 a ride. One ride. $375. One ride. And they raise it every single year, and service gets worse and worse. Anyway. And our fucking mayor, who's sitting at home with the fucking sniffles. Seems fine to me. I'm just saying. COVID positive. Tonight in a ridiculously random podcast, myself and Colin are going to really dissect this thing. Pretty much the first half of the show is going to be all about this. And we're also going to pay tribute to the late, great Gilbert Gottfried. If you guys don't know, he passed away yesterday after a long battle with an illness. We're going to break that down, talk about the illness, so on and so forth. Top 5 favorite Saturday Night Live characters, not skits, but characters, not actors, characters. And we're going to have some fun with that, man. But yeah, Vet, if you have any questions, bro, like, do you have any questions regarding like what really happened or what's going on?
Nah, that's all right. I would just like to say that I blame you partially for this happening.
Why the fuck would you blame me?
Well, because you're always posting those videos letting everybody know that there is no law and anybody can just do whatever they want. So everybody followed your accounts and they just realized, okay, well, it's safe to attack the train now because there's nobody ever here. And they wouldn't have known that. They would have assumed that the police were all riding trains all the time had you not exposed New York City for the cesspool that it is.
No. Yeah, well, I blame myself, right? I do blame myself. You're right, Vet. This is my fucking fault. I will take full responsibility.
Maybe in some small way.
I would take full responsibility for the crimes that are committed.
I would also like to point out that I did not reach out to Big Ray to see if he was okay.
No, he didn't give a fuck.
Just so everybody. Well, the reason I didn't is because by the time I found out it would happen, I found out from you, so I know that it must have been you must have been fine if you were telling everybody what happened. So didn't have to.
Hashtag blame Ray. Thank you, Rick. Well, you know what, Vet? Speaking of this, man. It's about that time, brother. Who's in? Let's find out who's in the chat.
Ooh.
Let's acknowledge. I don't have the. Hey, you, sitting at home.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Acknowledge me. I don't have that sound, but that's a Colin thing.
Oh, tell him to give it to you. But who we are going to acknowledge here in the chat? Mm-hmm. We are going to acknowledge Big Josh Hinkle.
God fucking damn right, we are.
We have no choice.
No.
He's big, so. You're big, so I guess that evens out. But we're still going to acknowledge him.
And I'm also a champion like you.
Right.
I'm wearing a shirt. Championship.
Oh, champion. Bobo's here.
Oh.
The great. Canada Spaceman. The great. Aaron Bench Slomo. The great. Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass. The great. Jinder Mahal. I think he's all right. Cujo62, the great. Lizbeth, the great. Media M5, the great. Scott Woodford, the great. And the real RBV. He's great and real. You know what? Jinder Mahal's great. I changed my mind.
Okay. What about Lab?
They're all great.
Is Lab Rat great?
He is, but I didn't see him in my list. My list keeps fluctuating, you know?
I have him here. You said Canada Spaceman.
He did comment earlier, so I saw him.
Yeah, Frank's Barras, right? He's great. Who else is great here?
Let me scroll up some of the comments here.
Maybe we should do fingers in the hole. That's how we do it at the Ridiculously Random Podcast. Any fingers in the hole, guys? We didn't mention you.
Well, that's a different. Kibbles and Bits also showed up earlier.
Yeah, he's fucking great.
Yeah.
Everybody's fucking great.
We have a great group of people that show up every single show.
I love you guys. I really do. It's pretty fucking awesome. Kuja the Great. Yeah, I think we got everybody so far. With fingers in the holes, guys, if Or we could do something different. We could do
Oh,
hot
Sir
dog.
Jam. Sir Jam's here, but he wasn't on my list. See, that's what I'm
shit.
saying. I saw Sir Jam.
Acknowledge me.
I apologize, Sir Jam. Well, actually, I'm not sorry because that's Google's fault, not my fault.
Oh wow!
I just read what they gave me.
Look at Bobo. We got a hot dog and a donut.
That's like a variation, right? That's what we call a variant on the finger in the hole, right?
We could do that. We got a finger in the hole here.
That could be like a code.
Oh,
Like
bro.
if you don't want to actually type the finger and okay emojis, you could do hot dog donut, and then it's like a secret code.
We got the super sexy Al Robinson. That's a nice name. That's a nice name, right?
Where is this Al Robinson coming from? Who is Al Robinson? Is he great?
He might be new, but he seems like he's great.
Well, I love him.
Well, I love you too. We love you all.
But yeah, he's not in my participant list. So, take it up with Google. We didn't mean to leave you out if we did.
Oh,
That's
Scott
Google's
Woodford.
fault?
He's doing the old elbow cough. Scott Woodford.
Nice.
Yeah. You're great in the pants. Anyway. So anyway, guys, we acknowledged you. You have all been acknowledged. Maybe I should, when we acknowledge you, I should do the Roman Reigns theme song. But I don't want to get strucken down. Vet, semi-great. Ray, extremely great. Whoa. Is that because you buried him?
Probably.
What the fuck? Elizabeth says she's the great mouse conqueror.
Oh yeah, did you hear about Liz's mousecapades over the?
Please, before we jump into the 3 count, I would love to hear what happened with Elizabeth.
Well, I'll let her tell the story, but basically there was a mouse in the house, and she overnighted some mouse catching equipment from Amazon or something, and apparently caught him, and I don't know what happened after that. But it's her story to tell, like I said.
Was it like the Sami Zayn gimmick? Like the giant mouse trap?
The giant mouse trap? No, I think this one worked.
Oh. That was I mean, that was 2 weeks ago, but still, we're still talking WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen.
Good God.
Ben Hameen is back. Very excited about that.
Oh, yes.
And for those joining us for the very first time, this is the Next Level Wrestling Review, where we talk, we talk a little wrestling news, maybe some other shit, and then we jump into cover NXT 2.0. So, since I couldn't go to work last night, Vet, me and my wife went to, we were going to go to a Mexican restaurant, right? So we wanted to pick one in the neighborhood. So when you go on Google, right, dude, it looks phenomenal.
Sure.
Bro, when I went there ahead of her because I was meeting her. She was coming home from work. Bro, this place looked like MS-13. The South American Street Gang were eating there. I was like, we're not going to that fucking place. So we ended up going to this wonderful Chinese restaurant that we go to called Ruins. They're wonderful, but the only thing is it ruined our stomachs. Oh, another thing. I don't know if you know about this, Vet. But so since 2020, remember I told you about the whole, I've spoken about the whole depression thing, the alcohol thing and everything like that with myself. And, physically I hadn't been great. Well, finally, I'm physically better. So, you know what I started doing?
What? What'd you do? What'd you start? Oh, wait. I know the answer, Ray.
What's that?
You started exercising again.
Again. I want to get sexy again. Because I'm still sexy.
Right.
But it's a different type. Like, I'm chubby sexy now. Mm-hmm. Which is, like, adorable.
Yeah.
But I want my wife to want to bang me,
Yeah.
Like, we have sex. But I want to just
Yeah,
fuck.
you're not getting banged. You're just getting well, I guess I'm married to, so might as well.
Like what we spoke about off the air,
Yeah. We don't have to know. We don't have to know what we spoke about
Like,
off the air, but
hurry up.
I
Hurry up.
do see. So you want to transition from that into like, pushed against the wall, shirt ripped off.
Yes.
That's what you want.
Yes, nipples pinched, Mm-hmm. I'm talking my nipples.
Yeah, of course. Who else?
So it's been about over a week actually. Yesterday was the first time I actually posted a little something funny because I was just sitting on this fucking thing and I was just angry because I hate the fucking bike, but I hate leaving the house. So we don't have a treadmill here. I would love a treadmill. We have room for. I think we should fucking buy a treadmill. What do you think, Vet?
Oh, personally, I like the elliptical.
You like
For
the
the low
I
end,
don't like the elliptical.
but the low impact though.
So what do you mean? Like explain. Like you.
Well, every time. Okay, so if you're on a treadmill or if you're doing road work, whatever, former boxer Ray Hernandez, every time those feet hit the pavement, that sends shockwaves through all your body, your joints, and all that stuff. It's pretty bad for you, I would guess. So, no, I know. So with the elliptical, you get the running and the resistance that you can turn up, but you're just kind of floating in there. So it does less damage.
Okay. We could get an elliptical. They're expensive though, probably.
It's expensive as a treadmill.
Right. I'll look into it. It's just I tried the elliptical one time. That's what you hold the gimmick, right? You hold the two hand gimmicks and you move your legs. Bro, I did one too far and I almost went into a full split.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
You don't
I
want
don't
to do that. Well, you just run and put your hands there. You don't really have to push them like, you know what I mean? You don't have to push the hand. No, you just hold them.
There was nobody fucking there to tell me what to do.
Oh,
I'm like pushing and shit. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like almost falling over. It was terrible. I like the step machine.
Step machine's good. Similar theory. You're a low impact.
Step machine is good.
Mm-hmm. But but the bike gets uncomfortable after a while sitting on it, and the treadmill, it's like, constant pounding your joints.
I'm gonna share something with you as a brother, okay?
Okay.
As a friend,
Right.
I have big balls, so when I sit on this thing, on this little bike seat, I have to get a bigger bike seat or something like that. I don't know. It's like they go numb. Does that happen to you?
No. But that's probably because I'm adjusting myself to sit on the seat correctly. If your balls are that big, maybe you can
I try to put them off to the side.
Yeah, something like that.
Doesn't work, man. It's weird. No. Yes, they have.
But it's just uncomfortable. Like the whole thing's uncomfortable. Bikes are uncomfortable. Even the recumbent bikes, like they're just not comfortable. Just sitting there and pedaling.
Well, I have to answer. Lawrence Weaver, you said, no, that's not it. He said something about me being a newlywed. So yeah, he's got 25. God damn it, you've been married for 25 years. It's like a quarter of a century, dude. So I've been with Jennifer. I've been with this woman for 8 years. It's going on 9 years now. So even though we're not, we haven't been married that long, she's my main source of, cummage. I don't know. What do you say? she's my that's my machine,
right?
I don't know what to say here. We're used to each other, but we're still very attracted to each other. Like she's a little bit of a tiger, but I'm getting old, man. So guys, see, the way this works is guys need to be in better shape. It just has to be that way. Because we, listen, as much as women, how can I put this? We need to be able to have blood circulate better. Does that make sense, Vet? In order for good blood circulation, okay, you need to be in better shape. It's just a fact. So I've been eating a hell of a lot better. Now I don't go on a. Do you diet, Vet? Because you seem like you're in pretty good shape. You go lifting and shit? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't eat as clean as I could.
What's this clean? What do you mean clean? Like
well,
what do you clean? What do you mean?
Not a lot of trans fats and saturated fats and high sugar and that's the stuff you want to avoid, and sodium.
Right.
I kind of just eat whatever. But I try to stay somewhat regimented, at least in my meal times and stuff like that. And then I used to go to the gym a lot more before 2020. And the first time somebody told me that I had to wear a mask to go in, but I could take it off once I was inside, then I was like, all right, you can no longer have any of my money. Yep. I'm canceling this membership immediately. I can't pay people that are this dumb. So I've just been working out at home ever since. Now, I know Lawrence Weaver thinks that I'm not an authority on weightlifting or any other things. So he thinks it's funny, but no. I definitely have sort of fallen off in the past couple of years, but I try to stay somewhat, healthy.
I would read this thing that this seems way too deep for our show. Number one, well, Lawrence Weaver, but I get it. I get it. I just need to. I haven't been feeling happy and healthy. You know what I mean? Like remember before I was working out. Like I was working out all the time before 2020. I was in pretty good shape, man. I was.
Yeah, I remember. I didn't know you, but I remember.
You know me. I'm sure you. Well, the people that do know me, they knew I was fucking like every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? And then I started doing the Stevie Richards fitness gimmick, which I'm still doing now, which is fantastic. Right. So,
have you called Stevie lately and just said hi to him?
Should I do it now?
No, you don't have to do it now, but
let's do it now.
Just don't do it whenever you want something.
Let's do it now. We'll call Stevie Rich. Stevie picks up. You think he'll pick up? Okay. Hold on. I'm going to call Stevie Richards, and he's going to be angry. No, probably not. Here we go. Phone. I don't know if you...
Our call has been forwarded to an
course.
automated voice messaging system.
Straight to fucking voicemail.
You know what that means? He saw it, hit the button.
You think so?
Otherwise, it would have rang a bunch of times.
God damn, you're right. Or maybe he's just sleeping. Maybe he went to sleep already for the night. Because he goes to bed really early.
It's possible.
Anyway, Vet, we have a fun little show here. So let's jump right into it. It is not the one. No. It is not the two. It is the 3 count. The 3 count. The 3 count.
This is the 3 count with today's biggest stories in pro wrestling, world news, pop culture, sports, and more. And now, back to Big Ray and the Vet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 3 count. Let's jump right into this motherfucker. And I'm going to answer a question, Vet, that you may have a question to. I'm going to give you an answer that you may have a question to.
All right.
Okay. WWE 2K22. Does it actually hit different? Have you had the opportunity to play it at all yet?
Oh.
Okay. So a little while ago, Xbox has what's called Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, which is the one I do. So I can play it on my PC and all this other shit. Not too bad. Excuse me, $14 a month.
All right, enough. You're not getting any money from Microsoft, okay? Just
fantastic. I thought WWE 2K22 was going to be part of it. Because usually you get all these launch titles and shit. And it wasn't. So I downloaded it. And I had to buy it. But I'm like, I'm not going to buy this shit. But check this out, bro. So next week, Aiden, my son, he's off of school all week. So guess where he wants to hang out? Yes, he wants to hang out with me and Jen. Why? Because we are cool. We are fun to hang out with. So I said, okay, cool. So since my teenage son is coming over, I only have one controller. So I got this. I got an extra wired controller, right?
I saw.
Why don't we take a look at this thing for those watching on video?
It's an unboxing video.
Let's take a look at this.
It's a controller.
I'm fucking choking. I don't know what the fuck these two buttons are for. I don't know what these are for. But it does have the share button, It's actually nice. It has decent weight to it. It's a plug gimmick. It's a 10-foot cord. So and it has, I don't know if you can see the the not the braille. What do you call this shit that it's like the grippy gimmick?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's nice, man. It's a nice control. So I got myself a second controller for myself and Aiden. Oh, it also has the little this little gimmick down here. This is to put the volume up and down in your microphone.
Oh.
So this one you could talk right into it. And I could do it in the other one too. You were right. And they do still make wired controllers. Because look, here's the deal. I'm not playing 2-man games all the time. I'm not gonna have my son here over all. So why am I gonna spend $70 on a fucking wireless controller? You know? I went to Amazon and I found the best one. This is pretty good. So what I did was I said, fuck. Should I spend the $100 and buy the deluxe version?
Oh boy.
Now I'm not gonna spend $114 and buy the NWO version. Because
if you're already spending the $100, what's the extra $14?
I don't know. It's just my thought process, man.
Boy. Well, man. All right. Well, anyway, so you didn't get the NWO version, but you still got $100 version.
Yes. Which unlocked everything.
Great.
Except for the NWO. Which is fine, because what's going to happen is it's going to be DLC down the line anyway, right?
Is that what you think of Scott Hall? That you didn't want to pony up $14?
I still get Razor Ramon. I still get Scott Hall.
But you don't get NWO Scott Hall.
Well, neither here nor there. So does it hit different? Bro, this is a totally different game, Vet. I was like, what the fuck is this? So, remember before? What happened? You gonna say something?
No, I was...
Oh. So remember before how you've played WWE games before, right?
Yeah.
The control scheme is totally different. So what they did was they kind of went to, remember WrestleMania 2000? Where you would have to hit a button and then you can lock up and do a strong grapple. God, I'm like have a frog in my throat. A weak grapple. They have strong strikes, weak strikes. Like it'll be like XXX and then hit B and it's like a combo. And then from B, you can jump into Y. It's like fucking crazy. It's crazy, man. But the fluidity of the game is so good. It looks phenomenal. I wanted to see how the usually the legends look like shit.
Mm-hmm.
They look really good. My first match I did, who was it? I did John Cena. I was John Cena versus Finn Balor. I just wanted to see how everything looked. Incredible. Fucking incredible. It does hit different. Anybody else in the chat, have you guys played it yet? Did you guys enjoy it? It loads so much faster, yes, but that's like an Xbox PS5 thing. Like, you know.
Right.
What I do love is like I could be playing NBA 2K, which I was yesterday. I was like, I'm up by 40. Let me just jump, and you could just jump into WWE, and I could just jump into MLB The Show, which is free with Game Pass. I downloaded that. Was really good. But Aaron Ben Shlomo, we're talking about WWE 2K22. So it's smoother. So I tried a little bit of everything. You have any questions regarding the game at all?
Yeah, why didn't you just get the NWO version?
Jesus fucking Christ. I didn't get about the game, not about my
Poor
finance.
Scott Hall's family. You know, some of those, he gets that royalty check still.
You know, Scott Hall was pretty well off when he left, when he left us. God bless him.
Well, he could have been $14 more if you had just think about young Cody Hall, you know.
Well,
but anyway, no, I don't have any questions. I don't give a fuck about WWE or their games anymore.
How's Elden Ring going? Did you beat the one-eyed dragon or whatever the hell you have to beat?
Probably. I don't know. Dude, I'm 100 hours in that game. I have no idea where to go next. so I'm gonna be stuck on that for a long while. Because they just let you wander around everywhere. You know how like when you play GTA and like you wouldn't do the story missions and you just drive around and just do shit and waste time, and then next thing you know it's time to go to work, you know, like that.
That's like Forza. You ever play Forza?
Well, it's a little different than Forza, I think, because
Forza Horizon 5, you could just drive around forever and just find shit.
Well, can you pick up hookers in Forza?
You cannot. Can you get?
Well,
remember the blowjob scene? that you can fucking with the code.
Right. Yeah.
It's good. Nothing like.
But anyway, the point is.
All right, that's what.
Yeah, the point is, I have no idea when I'll ever be done with that game. But as for the WWE games, like I'm hearing different things from people, mostly positive.
Yeah.
About the game, but what ends up happening, no matter how good the game is or isn't, I just don't have any fun playing them anymore. I'm like, I've seen. It's not that the game isn't fun; it's that I just don't feel like playing them. I remember, trying to get excited for it. Like, okay, we're doing the showcase mode with Stone Cold Steve Austin. We get to relive all the moments from Stone Cold Steve Austin's career, and I'm playing it, and it's the same, just kind of like phoned in crap with the, just I don't know. It's not fun to me.
It's different. You know what they did? So while you're playing the game, let's say you're doing like the Rey Mysterio, because it's the Rey Mysterio showcase. You're actually playing the game, and then instead of it, like when you have to perform certain tasks in the game,
right? Yeah.
Let's say, all right, you have to hit a frog splash from the top rope. You hit the frog splash. As you're jumping off the rope, it cuts to the actual real scene.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like real video.
Well, that's not a selling point because I've already seen that, so I don't need to.
Oh God.
That's weird that they do that though, because then you go right back to the video game graphics after that. Like,
well, it's not too far off now. Like, it looks that good. It's incredible how good it looks. GM mode is different. It's fun. They give you a budget, and you can get a certain amount of wrestlers and create your cards and everything. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty fun. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. The controls take a lot to get used to. Everything from pinning somebody, the drag, like now to pin somebody, you just hit the fucking gimmick stick down. I was like, how the fuck do you pin somebody? I was so fucking confused.
Right.
It's the right trigger and X on Xbox for not a finisher. What's the other one?
Signature move.
A signature move, and it'll be like the right trigger and B for like the finisher. So you have to, it's different. You can block, like in boxing, you can block a move. If you guess the other person's move, like you do like a high impact, like reversal, it's fucking pretty cool, man. It's really different. That's why I have to say it's different. I found myself literally like having fun playing it. And past iterations of WWE games, I found myself bored, like after the first week of having it. And I could see how this is much different. The universe mode is way deeper.
Well, we'll talk to you in a week and find out if that's the case.
Well, I don't play it.
Because by next week you'll be done with it, I'm sure. It's the thing though, like the thing that the thing that I'm trying to get across here is it's not like I don't, or I wouldn't think the game would be good. It's just that I'm not going to play it. It doesn't even matter if I like it or not. I'm just not going to play it. So it's not fun to play. Like the single player modes and things like that, not fun. I don't enjoy creating wrestlers. That's too much work for me. That's their job. They need to create the wrestlers. I don't create the wrestlers.
You
they
can
create
download
the wrestlers.
the wrestlers.
I don't care. I don't care to do that because then I'd have to use them and play with them. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to play the game. I don't care about the GM modes or any of that shit. It's just menus. It's just, you're just in a menu all the time. That's not fun. Then there's, like the showcase mode is like, okay, whatever. And then when you're done with that, that's that. I'm not going to play online with all those psychopaths. Hell no, that ain't going to happen. So there's really not a lot of life for the game for me. But like even the wrestling games I do have, like Fire Pro Wrestling World or the Retromania Wrestling starring Steven Richards. That's like I don't play those because there's not a lot to them for a single player experience. You know what I mean? So that's why the game could be great. I just don't care.
Got it. So you're gonna play it?
Nah.
Are you gonna come on the ridiculously random podcast tonight?
Nah.
God damn it. All right. Well, story 2. We have The Rock. So apparently, WWE is teasing The Rock and Roman Reigns at the next WrestleMania, but they're doing it differently, Vet. So on the I think it was on this week's episode of The Young Rock. Let me just read this out. A tease was dropped that the fans were very excited about. A young Joe Anoa'i was depicted watching the 1996 Royal Rumble with The Rock, his family, and the Iron Sheik. Joe, that being Roman Reigns, tells young Rock character that he wants to wrestle one day. And The Rock responded by saying that's a match that should take place at WrestleMania. Now, apparently people are taking this as a big tease. And then we move on. There's even more. In a separate story, there are more hints of many believe that the match between let me see, it says here Roman Reigns is the current Universal Champion, so on and so forth. It says The Rock hinted at a WrestleMania match between the two recently as well. Many believe that a match between the two top stars would go down. It's one of the great blah, blah, blah. All right, so here we go. In the latest episode of WWE Evil, Roman Reigns versus The Rock at the Show of Shows was given a lot of emphasis, with multiple interviews as well. Not only that, but they also teased a match on the Young Rock, blah, blah, blah. So now it seems like WWE is using other ways of teasing, like more mainstream ways of teasing this possible match. So my question to you, Vet, this is going to be probably a long-winded answer, which is cool. This is why I'm asking you this. So now where do you go, Vet? Like, how do you tease this? How do you move forward with this? How would you book The Rock versus Roman with the bloodline thing? You know, Cody's going to take one of those titles. It's probably going to be the WWE Championship. So I'm assuming that The Rock will probably face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the Universal title. How do you book this? Do you put the Roman Reigns over? Like, break it down.
Well, supposedly it was supposed to happen this year.
Right.
Well, supposedly.
He's busy.
He's so busy.
It's The Rock. Come on.
I mean, they had 2 nights, but sure he could have. That's the thing. Like, you get the convenient excuse of scheduling conflicts, even though that years in advance what time, which places the WrestleManias are going to be at, because they have to book those stadiums in advance. So like they already know the next 2-3 places that they're going to have WrestleMania ahead of time. So The Rock could have not had a scheduling conflict, because he would have known 3 years out what, when they were going to have WrestleMania, what date, what city, everything. And then if he was making a movie, which also, by the way, if you're in the middle of making a movie and you need to go somewhere to do something, I'm sure they can accommodate that and film around you and film something else while you're gone for that afternoon, when you have to show up and, smack it down on someone's candy ass, right? Like, so these are all just convenient excuses for why The Rock doesn't want to be around this shit. That's what I believe, and that's what I feel. I do think they'll get around to it sometime, probably next year. And the reason that they have to do that is because there's no one else. We've already talked about how Roman Reigns cleaned out the entire roster, in some cases multiple times. How many times he's already wrestled Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar's the most credible opponent. So because of WWE's failure to build up other guys for Roman Reigns to take on, you have no choice but to go and do something like, excuse me, Mr. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, would you like to come back and maybe... Obviously, he doesn't need anything from them. So at this point, studio and live... I mean...
RBV is asking, isn't it an issue with the studio and liability? Is it?
I assume you can write all that stuff into your contract for whatever things that you sign up. Like, you know what I mean? Just,
yeah, I guess so.
There's trust me, there's ways around this. Okay, if Rock wants to do something, if Dwayne Johnson wants to do something in this world, he's gonna do it.
Yeah,
period.
He's done it. Look, he just made tequila.
Yeah, So
no reason.
So yeah. Now, as for how the match goes, I'm sure it's going to be like pretty much nothing until like, sometime after the Royal Rumble, and then The Rock will just randomly show up one day, and then they'll just throw everything together at the last minute, and it'll be stupid, just like everything they always do. But I would take this entire time to do the build-up while both of them are busy doing their own things, and then not even have the face-to-face until like almost before WrestleMania. But we've already expected it by that point.
So
and then Roman Reigns.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, your question may impact my answer for the next.
Well, I'm just saying, like, would you have The Rock just like go on Entertainment Tonight and just kind of mention it here and there, or continue to use his TV show to put it over, or or just like kind of.
Well, the way I would do it is, if people would ask him, or how these interviews are, where like these questions are all set up or like given to them by The Rock's, by his team of handlers. They're like, here's the questions you may ask Mr. Johnson, So like on there, they could ask him questions about Roman Reigns. And then I would just do it more subtly and realistically. Like, I don't know if the Roman all this stuff has gone to his head or whatever, but this isn't that kid I met. Like he's acting a little bit, too big for his britches with this whole like tribal chief and acknowledge me stuff. Like The Rock can like he's laughing at it almost, like the way a lot of other people would that don't like wrestling. They'd be like, what is he talking about? Tribal chief. So if The Rock treats it almost like it's a joke, then that gives Roman Reigns to come on TV and say, I don't know what you think this is. Why are you laughing? This isn't funny to me. This is my life. You're not here. I'm here. I'm trying to, follow in the footsteps of what you started. Since you don't want to do it anymore, since you want to make Disney movies, then I'm going to be over here holding it down. And then you just go from there. But there's got to be some reality to it, but you can't get too crazy, because eventually it's just going to be a fake wrestling match. So you have to still keep it in that realm of like, don't get too serious with it, but don't get too cartoony with it either.
Okay. Who's Chris Dixon?
I don't know. Who is Chris Dixon?
Well, apparently some guy, Chris Dickinson.
Sounds slightly more familiar, but still don't know.
Apparently he signed, they're making a big deal of it. He signed a contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, Chris Dickinson? Oh, yeah. That guy? Oh, he's just some white dude.
Bald head. Kind of like you, except less handsome.
He's more jacked too, but
is he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Did you know that most people are? You know that Brock Lesnar, story 3, Brock Lesnar has been dropped from Backlash, and WWE is not talking about it at all. Like they don't want to kind of tell us what's going on here. On the event page of WWE.com, it now shows that Brock Lesnar has been removed from the promotion from the event. The change occurred earlier this week. The venue's website still had Brock listed as all the promotional materials, so on and so forth, and now it's showing that Brock is not going to be on that show. Ringside News, and I'm taking this from Ringside News, exclusively reported Vince McMahon was not talking about Brock Lesnar's status. That lines up with the fact that Brock has been removed from the promotion, blah, blah, blah. Many fans expected Lesnar to have a return match with Roman Reigns at Backlash, and that doesn't seem like that is going to happen. The fuck's going on with Brock, dude?
Well, I've heard that Brock was hurt in that WrestleMania match, and that's why the match went short when it was supposed to be the greatest match of all time. That's what I understand.
I think RBV was talking about that, right?
Yeah. And, when we did the WrestleMania review, I don't think a lot of that stuff had come out yet.
No.
We just knew something was weird.
It was different.
The match went
weird.
short.
Yeah, it was off.
Yeah, so they went home early because they were both fucking hurt. So now we know that, and that's why Brock hasn't been around, because he had a broken rib or some shit like that. Now, I don't know where the broken rib came in. I don't know if it happened in the match or before the match during one of the, maybe he, broke his rib tearing off a car door on SmackDown or whatever bullshit they had him do. I have no idea. But But that's probably why he's not going to be on any of these shows. And it's probably why you're not going to see any action from Roman. Luckily, Roman doesn't really wrestle that much anyways. So if he's disguising an injury, his normal program won't look any different than normally does, where it's mostly just him standing around or sitting around while Paul Heyman and the Usos jump around and do all this other stuff. He doesn't really have lots of matches. So he won't be as affected by that. But
I mean, Liz is asking, didn't he get hurt before WrestleMania? I don't remember when.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It certainly could have been in a match, but it would have had to have been one of those dust-ups where security guards are getting thrown around or, those type of things. Like, because Brock doesn't wrestle on television. So
apparently Nyla Rose wants to be the next Impact Wrestling digital media champion.
Oh, boy.
Is that a real belt?
Yes. It is currently held by Mr. Long Island IZ himself, Matt Cardona.
So what is it, like an intergender title?
It's an internet title. Anyone can win it if they're from the internet.
Can I win it?
Yes.
I think I could beat Nyla Rose.
Well, she doesn't have it. You got to beat Matt Cardona.
Right, got it. Okay. Well, listen, Vet. Not much wrestling news today. That's all I had. Like, I had to dig and find stuff to talk about before this, but I think we'll spend quite amount of time discussing and breaking down NXT 2.0 this week.
Will we?
I'm gonna.
This might be the shortest show we've ever done. We're almost done, guys. We got about 10 more minutes to talk about NXT, and then I think we'll be out of here.
I'm gonna preface, as we do here in New York City, by saying that I went out with my wife, had a great dinner. I said, "Hun, I recorded NXT 2.0 since I'm not gonna watch it on the train. I may not watch it on the train anymore because I'm just gonna focus in on what the fuck is going on around me.
I will not watch it on a train. I will not watch it in the rain.
I will not watch it on the plane." So with that being said, I fell asleep last night on it. I found many segments to be redundant and boring. And there were things that just weren't explained. Like, why you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for NXT 2.0. I wish I had that family. What is it? The Price is Right. That should be the intro of this fucking thing. But we'll do Rick Steiner Jr., okay?
Okay.
All right, NXT 2.0. It is NXT 2.0, which took place Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the USA Network or Peacock, wherever the fuck you guys watch it. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, this show took place on April 12th, 2022, the night of the massacre on the MTA. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what a fucking boring show this was this week. Just boring. We got everything from boring title matches to boring debuts that made no sense to me. Why? And we're gonna tear this apart. I mean, we're gonna break this down.
Either way. Well, before we do, let's talk about some debuts. Did you happen to see what has become of some of our people that have migrated to Raw and SmackDown?
Let's talk about it, brother.
This past week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let's first ask, did you see Walter on SmackDown?
Gunther?
Yes, that.
Yes, I did.
But what about his new friend and also debuting superstar, Ludwig Kaiser?
You should call him Scheiße. You know what Scheiße is, right?
Yes, I do.
Bro, what the fuck? What's going to happen to Fabian Eichner?
Nothing.
I
think they're gonna go with the all sort of German team. I say sort of because Walter's Austrian, but who cares about that? You might as well be German. And even though Italy was part of the Axis of Evil, they might just leave Fabian Eichner out of it.
I think they are. Apparently, from what I understand, Fabian Eichner is out. And I mean not out of the WWE, but he is going to remain either in NXT or they're going to move him back to NXT UK. Who did he piss off, bro?
I don't know.
Interesting. Very interesting.
What about Raquel Rodriguez?
Who?
You didn't see the great debut of Raquel Rodriguez?
Number one, I've seen many of videos on Pornhub that started this way, with the much larger woman and the smaller one being picked up and put up against the wall. Bro, why would you change her name to Rodriguez?
Why indeed?
I don't understand. Does it sound better, Raquel Rodriguez? What's her real name? Does anybody know her real fucking name or street name?
Not that.
Let me go find out what the fuck her name is. God damn it.
Again, this is another case of if you wanted her name to be Raquel Rodriguez, you had a few years that you could have done that right from NXT.
This is just stupid, dude. Let's see. So her real name is Victoria Gonzalez.
Oh. They didn't like that.
They didn't like Victoria, I'll tell you that, brother.
What's another basic ass sounding Latin name?
Gonzalez wasn't Hispanic enough. Guess not. Maybe too many were calling her Gonzalez? What did you ask me, Vet? This is just the shit.
Well, what'd you think of the debut where she just kind of stood there for a few seconds and then that was it?
That was it. She stood there, looked imposing.
Who even interrupted this? I don't even remember who walked up and interrupted.
I don't remember either. Somebody's asking me a question here. Does Raymond a nice name? Well, funny story, which would be more interesting than Raquel Gonzalez. So my father, when he used to train at Gleason's, he used to have sparring partners. And there was a guy that he just literally, the way they explained it to me, he used to beat the shit out of all the time. Like he used to pound him. But he loved the guy because the guy just kept coming. You know, one of those journeyman guys, you know, just trying to get a paycheck, you know, and he just kept coming and coming. And my father became very good friends with him. So his name was Raymond. And that's how I got my name. He named me after a dude he used to beat the shit out of. But he respected the guy. Like he really loved the guy. So
oh, nice.
That's who I was named after. But who is Victoria? What's her name? Raquel Rodriguez named after?
I don't know. But this is the thing. Like, again, this is a show on USA.
Yep.
This is not some local TV thing like OVW was or like HWA was or FCW or things that no one will ever see. This is not pre-internet era. Even if it was pre-internet era, it's still on fucking cable. This would be like if they had put like the USWA on USA and then Flex Cavana's on the USWA for like a bunch of years, and then you just call him up and it's like everybody's seen him on USA, and then he comes to Raw and he's Rocky Maivia out of nowhere, even though he was just Flex Cavana. Everybody be like, why is they call him Flex Cavana? You know?
I don't get it.
You have, if you're gonna put them on NXT television, decide what name they're gonna be before you put them on. That's my advice to you guys going forward. It's really weird to have people just get their name changed off of a program that the WWE is putting on the same channel, even though Fox is not the same channel. I get that, but same principle.
Same thing. It's a national network, dude. Everybody's watching the same shit. What I think it is, Vet, I honestly think, what is fucking NXT average? 600,000 people?
If they're lucky, yeah.
They're probably like, nobody's fucking watching this. They ain't gonna fucking know. but we know.
Yeah, you shouldn't worry about the people that aren't going to know. You should be worried about the people that do, so you don't have to hear it from them.
Or maybe
You know what I mean?
Maybe it's a multiverse thing, Elizabeth. She says it's all the same universe. No, maybe it's not the same universe. Maybe NXT exists on a parallel universe where the NXT champion is like the WWE champion, where NXT is WWE. You know what I'm saying? But then they get fucking shifted into, through the Mandela effect and UFO abductions, they get shifted into the WWE universe where their names change, their looks change. You put fucking goofy helmets on guys like Karrion Kross. You take away their wives. That's what it is. Vet, I think we fucking solved it, dude. This is what it is.
It's a multiverse.
It's a WWE multiverse.
All right, good. To RBV's point, they have their old names on the video games. Yeah, we were just talking about 2K22, which half the roster is guys that are either released or guys that are being called something else different right now.
You got dudes. I'm going through the roster. Like Slapjack is there.
Right.
Crowbar. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right, which these are names which they had to pay to trademark, by the way. So you spent the money to do this, and then you're going to spend money again to trademark something different.
Makes no fucking sense. I agree. It's Bizarro World of Media M5. NXT is Bizarro World.
All right. Well, anyway, is there any other debuts that anybody else wanted to mention? Or
what about fucking this guy? The chair thrower. What's his name? Gargano. Not Gargano. They're all the same.
Ciampa.
Yeah.
Ciampa.
He's still Ciampa.
He's still Ciampa.
Kind of a comedy spot to debut, no?
A little bit.
Yeah, because then you had a
Ezekiel. Ezekiel made his debut.
Let me tell you something.
He was never in NXT. Ezekiel wasn't.
This guy is going to turn lemons into lemonade, I think.
Ezekiel?
He will take chicken shit and turn it into chicken salad. Excuse me.
Well, that's what he's been doing, but then they just keep taking they just take the chicken shit away. They don't even give him the chicken shit anymore.
I tell you, the fact that have you gone to his social media?
No.
Okay, I got to show you something. I think it's brilliant. Let's see.
Well, he's really trying. Nobody doubts that Elias is trying. But I know what you're going to show me. You're going to show me that picture of the two of them together, right?
Yeah. Well, some people may have not seen it, but let's just take a look at this real quick. I'm going to share it for people who haven't actually seen this. I'll share the screen here. People
and
watching
if you're in
live.
podcast mode, you still haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it. So this is his Instagram. He's changed it to I am not Elias. WWE, which is fantastic. And he's selling for this stuff. These are actual quotes that, if I'm correct, people put up. Ezekiel's the type of guy that never fake throws a ball to his dog because he doesn't want to break its trust. Ezekiel's the type of guy who makes his hotel bed before checking out. Let's see the next one. Ezekiel's the type of dude that mysteriously shows up in the middle of nowhere to help you change a flat tire. So I'm telling you, I think it's going to get over. Ezekiel's the type of guy that would pay for your therapy. Ezekiel doesn't it's bad while watching YouTube. So this is like as we're scrolling here.
All this is off of one time that he came out.
One time. And then of course this fantastic Photoshop. Come on, Vet. How good is this?
It's good.
I mean, I think they're two different people. Don't they look different?
That's enough proof for some people.
Now, this is something I'm going to notice here. Let me see. Does his head look a little bigger here? Maybe the nose? No. Does he even look shorter? Did he do that on purpose?
Of course.
That is fucking... You don't think that's brilliant, dude? That's a star right there, man.
I never said it wasn't. But that's the thing. Like, every time they give him something and he gets it over, they just cut it off.
Yeah, because what was this about over here? Looking like Billy Jack Haynes. Remember this?
This was the series of vignettes where he he said that Elias was dead, and then he still called himself Elias.
Right.
And then they just took him off TV.
So as you can see, he's carrying the fucking tombstone. What did you think when you saw this? Did you think he was gonna be like kind of a supernatural gimmick or something like that?
No, what I honestly thought was they have no idea where they're going with it.
Anyway.
So
interesting. So yes, he made a debut.
Feel bad for him. But as long as he's getting paid.
He's getting paid, dude. He's on TV.
Yeah.
Do you think this has a chance of getting over?
Well, in what sense? Like actually over or wrestling over? Here's what I think. I think Elias has built up enough goodwill with the people that they will try their best to let this not fail. And meaning they will support these gimmicks, like you saw with that list of memes that you just had. Elias is the type, or Ezekiel's the type of guy, right? The fans will want to get behind it and have fun with it, but ultimately, anything he gets over, the WWE will take away. That's the thing. What they've shown themselves to do with him and many others.
The very first time I remember them doing this, like really doing this to somebody, was probably that I remember. What's his name? Long Island IZ.
Yeah, Zack Ryder. Yeah,
Zack Ryder,
current digital media champion.
Yeah, like I remember that. I was like, wow. And then remember when they took over his YouTube page?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's over. It's done. I didn't get it. I didn't get why. He was so fucking popular, they could have put the world title on that kid. That's how popular he was at that point in juncture. Why did they do that? I know we ask this question all the time. I just don't get it.
Because here's the thing. Because the people that hate guys like him or Elias or anybody that hates those guys and has heat with them for whatever reason, they see those guys a lot more than we see them. We only see them on television. That person the person that hates Elias or the person that hates Matt Cardona or whatever, like they saw him every day and they hated him every day. And whatever it was that pissed them off, like it got worse and intensified every time they saw him. So they just, anytime he started getting over, they would get mad and they'd cut it off.
Oh, this is
I don't know who it was, but
like Damian Sandow.
That's another guy that got over pretty much everything he was asked to get over, and they just weren't into it.
And he kept switching it up too. I mean, when he did that thing where he was the Miz's shadow, I guess you would call it, bro, he was more popular than Miz. Remember, Miz would come down with the Intercontinental title, and he would have like a little toy Intercontinental title, very, very like. And it's just they just, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like I remember growing up as a kid, watching guys like Hulk Hogan, and these are all characters that they more or less came up with. Macho Man and George the Animal Steel and Junkyard Dog. WWE didn't take them and say, "Hey, no, you're not gonna be Junkyard Dog. You're gonna be a junkyard salesman." You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. But you notice how Junkyard Dog only got so far.
Yeah, but that was also because people don't realize that when he signed with WWE, he was well past his prime, and he was way heavier.
I know, but do you really think that was all it had to do with?
He was also black. That was a big problem back then.
But in addition to all those things, he was already the Junkyard Dog somewhere else and got massively over somewhere else.
JYD could have been the first black WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Because for those who weren't around in the 80s, that man was, by God, he was crazy. When I went to MSG as a kid, I could say that he got as much of a reaction than anyone else on the card. Like, Papa, as you guys say. Incredible.
Right.
But anyway, back to this. What are we talking about?
We didn't even start talking about the fucking NXT show yet.
Christ.
So let's go ahead and talk about two guys that, well, I don't know. Let's talk about them. Cameron Grimes and Solo Sikoa are in the ring to start.
No music.
Yeah, this starts with the championship introductions at least. So, we get that at least. Okay, look, I don't have any notes on the match. I'm not gonna lie. I stared at it.
Right.
I did not watch the match.
This is crazy.
I was just watching it. I was just watching it like, okay, I'm sorry. Cameron Grimes is never going to be over with me. He's never been over with me. He never will be over with me. He was never really over with me at any point in time. I did like him a little bit more than I used to at one point, but still, I see a ceiling for him. Besides my own personal feelings, I see that they would see a ceiling for him. They see a guy like that. I can see Vince McMahon seeing a guy like that and being like, what am I supposed to do with this? Whereas you have Solo Sikoa, who clearly there's something to him, and he's related to certain people.
Yeah, he's street champion, right?
Street champion of the islands.
Hello.
But he's also related to people, which is much more important. Being related to people is more important than skill or anything else in the business. So, right. But they've already decided to say, like, they keep telling the story of how he was abandoned and left to fend for himself. And it's like, are you saying that the Usos abandoned him? Like, you're not coming out and saying it, but like you're suggesting that like nobody liked this guy. His own family didn't even like him, and they left him on the island in the streets.
The Rock.
Yeah, the Rock just gives random people trucks, and he can't help out his cousin from the islands in the streets.
I'm sure Sika's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Jeez, come on.
So
it's funny, Vet. I'll jump in and real quick. I agree with you, man. I was staring at this match and not absorb. It's like somebody who has dyslexia, how they have to read a page over and over and over again, and they still don't get it. I'm not making fun of dyslexia. I'm just trying to give you, kind of an analogy of what this match was, because before I knew it, the match was over due to some fucking random Trick Williams coming in and interfering. Cameron Grimes, he hits the cave in, and that was it. And I was like, okay. And then I thought about it. I was like, was this a good match? I don't remember. Think about that. Do you remember if it was a good match?
Well, if I have to think about it, then it wasn't.
I guess not. Listen, man, I think Cameron Grimes, they should have stood with the whole fucking smelly, stinky guy who hit it rich and comedy guy. I think that they try to go too serious with the whole father gimmick, trying to get empathy. That guy is not a baby face. He should be a fucking heel. And people will still like him if he was a heel, an asshole, just throwing his money around. Then he goes broke. It's Happy Corbin.
Yeah, I definitely don't need to see any more of that bullshit.
Geez,
what? Let's just release him. How about that? Let's release him with the title on him, and then just have another tournament.
Yeah, let's get a Kraken. Release the Kraken. What?
So after this is a Grayson Waller. Well, like you said, Trick and Mello interfered, and then afterwards they beat the shit out of. Who'd they beat the shit out of? I don't remember. Was it both of them? Was it both of them or just one of them?
Why not?
Let's ask the chat. Anyway, let's move on while the chat is answering.
Sure.
Waller promo.
Waller.
Yeah, I gotta give you a chance to say it.
Grayson Waller.
All right, he's doing a promo, which actually interrupts Vic and Wade when they're doing the little ringside, like, tonight, here's the matches you're going to see tonight, and then all of a sudden a video appears on the thing to interrupt the two guys. So imagine this, if you will. Like, okay. You're the WWE NXT branch, okay? Mm-hmm. But you're still the WWE. You're trying to put on a television show.
Right.
You're having your announcers run down the card that's going to happen later tonight to get people interested in watching the show. Then you're like, oh, you know what? Fuck this. Let me break in and put Grayson Waller in right now in the middle of my show. Like, you're the producer back there, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, put the Grayson Waller feed in right now. Who cares what Vic and Wade are saying? You know what I mean? Like, how would this realistically work in a like, TV doesn't just happen. People have to work hard on it. Like, to make like the broadcasting work.
Do they?
Apparently not. But you see what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine if this shit was real and someone was just like, first you tell the guys, hey, tell them what matches are going to be on. Okay, here's what matches are going to be on. You know what? Never mind. Here's Grayson Waller. All right. That's real.
That's exactly. Yep.
The important thing to remember, though, is that Sangha is pissed.
He's not happy.
That's what we get out of it.
Still more impressive than Veer.
I don't know. Veer is.
I don't know, man. Sangha just has a better look about him. Like, he's a bigger man. I think Veer should have came with Sangha.
But Veer is. Well, he did. They were in NXT. They were tag team.
Yeah, but
never mind all that. Yeah. Who cares about that? Let's just. What Veer has is he's got that shaking intensity. Like, he's so intense he shakes.
He opens his mouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why
not?
Yeah, why not? Junior walks. Junior is on his way to somewhere. Then we get the Diamond Mine promo with Bivens and the Creeds, and then they draw their number for the gauntlet out of the lottery ball spinner.
Who doesn't have? Does WWE travel with that, or do they have to purchase one? You think they just have it like
NXT is stationary, so they probably just have one in a back office somewhere.
Okay. Get the lottery ball gimmick,
just in case we ever have a Royal Rumble here in NXT. We've got our lottery balls, or we could just put 5 balls in this giant spinner for.
How about fucking names in a hat?
Gauntlet?
Names in a fucking hat. That works. Draw
and
straws.
Cameron Grimes' hat. How about Cameron Grimes' hat? He had that top hat, right?
The big top hat they used to wear?
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's also in a back office somewhere not being used.
Elizabeth said they Amazoned it.
Ooh.
Overnight delivery. Amazon Prime.
That's right. Certain qualifying orders over $35.
I love Amazon Prime, but there is nothing worse than when you wake up in the morning and you see $151 being pulled out of your account. And you're like, what the fuck is this? And
it's like, oh, my yearly fee.
My yearly Amazon Prime fee. Yeah. God damn it. That happened to me yesterday. Like, what the fuck? I just bought a goddamn video game for $100 and the goddamn controller. Shit. Whatever.
That's all right. Well, you saved the 14.
Did I?
So next Junior enters. He finally made his way out while everybody else was pulling numbers, and then he calls out Joe Gacy for his filmed crime from last week where he kidnapped his father, and I guess he's home safe now because that's what Braun told us. He said, "But Dad's home safe."
How?
Yeah, they he didn't explain that. He just said he was.
Yeah, but see. This is a lot of things unexplained. Remember, we talked about this at the top. A lot of things unexplained. How they couldn't have filmed a vignette of him just fucking untying his dad? You know what I'm saying? Like driving up to a warehouse and maybe finding his dad. Nobody's around. And or this is the way I would have filmed it. He's untying his dad, and then in the distance you could kind of see in the shadows fucking the big nails. You know, just have him just standing there staring at him. He doesn't notice. Come on, Dad, let's get out of here, man. You know? I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah. So anyway, Gacy appears also on a video screen.
Do you want
so once again, the producers in the back are like, put Gacy through. He's standing in front of a oil drum.
Let's do all the Gacy vignettes in one. I don't want to have to buck because they did it throughout the show.
I just have it chronologically, Ray. I cannot put all the
fine. God damn me.
The reason I do this is because I think it's important to illustrate how terrible the show's format is by laying it out exactly as it happened.
Fair enough.
So then the people listening can be like, "What the fuck? Why did they stick Diamond Mine drawing numbers in between Braun Breaker's entrance?" Like, so I want people to think about that.
Please think about it.
So Gacy, they put the Gacy feed through, and he says a bunch of his more terrible. He's a still terrible promo, and then he drops the Hall of Fame ring in fire. So, okay, like I don't know what he thought that little homeless person fire was gonna melt that ring or something.
Here's the thing: Braun Breaker acted surprised that he had the ring. Don't you think after rescuing his dad would be like, "Hey man, I ain't got my ring.
Yeah.
Where's my ring?"
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, I think he would have. I think other things too, like forget this. My whole build up for this match would be the process of Joe Gacy being arrested, Joe Gacy being, questioned, Joe Gacy in holding, Joe Gacy going to prison, Joe Gacy trying to appeal the judge's decision. Like that, I would make this a year-long storyline. And then we don't have to see him wrestle. So that's also a plus.
Good fucking.
Actually, his wrestling's better than his promos, so that's actually not a plus, but whatever. You see what I'm saying?
His wrestling is good though.
I mean, it's all right.
I really do.
It's
like
fat
him.
white indie guy good.
I like him in the ring. I do. I enjoy him. So
Okay.
he's not on WWE 2K22
yet.
Damn it! Oh, he could be DLC.
Wait till you get the Criminals pack.
The
coming in
pack.
October.
Who's it? Nails.
Yeah, Nails.
Fucking Joe Gacy.
Boss man.
Waylon Mercy. No, Big Boss
Waylon
Man's
Mercy.
in the game. Waylon Mercy. Who else? Who else
Was Waylon Mercy a criminal though? Because he
was kind of he's kind of a cult leader, wasn't he?
Well, I know there was no cult. There was no. He didn't lead anything. He just sat around in Hawaiian shirt saying cryptic things. But he was clearly like somebody watched Cape Fear a bunch of times, and then they said, "What if you, Dan Spivey, were Robert De Niro?"
Vet, I'm fucking sore
From all the working out you did.
Yes, like I'm in pain, dude. That's good, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's been so long.
Don't let it go so long.
Here's the plan.
You better take another year off just to be safe.
Here's the plan. By the winter, I want to do a show shirtless. Can we do that?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Next, Toxic Attraction is interviewed.
How uncomfortable the vet became when I talked about me being naked. It's fine.
Well, what do you want me to say? I'll believe, I support you, right?
Oh,
I believe that when you, in the wintertime, the heat generated by your newly ripped body will keep you warm.
You're not going to fit in that hole.
That's what Jen's going to say to me.
Okay. So,
how many stars
Toxic
did you give
Attraction.
this? Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what they talked about. It was just some bullshit, right?
Let me see. Mandy Rose says they called their shot last week, and now they have all the gold. So tonight, she's going to go out there and beat Dakota Kai and make sure everyone knows that they are the measuring stick of NXT.
That was better than they did it.
Thank you. Yeah, jacket time coming up.
You didn't stick your tongue out as nearly enough times for JC Jane, or she does that. Reptilian Britt Baker. So the Ridge,
Britt Baker.
the Ridge jumps jacket time in the back.
What?
He was like threw Kushida somewhere. Fucking just, it was bad, and we didn't know what was going to happen. And then they were like, who cares about that? Nikita Lyons is getting a mic put on. So they're getting her ready for her interview. Fuck that little Japanese guy that just got thrown across the room. Let's just go right to Nikita Lyons getting mic'd up. Any comments on Nikita Lyons getting mic'd up?
No.
Okay. So now we're back to Ridge and Stone in the ring. And Jiro shows up for the match despite his beating. And
He's tough. He's got that jacket, man.
Right. So, he fought a valiant fight. But as you can imagine, it was definitely an uphill battle. And didn't go so good. And then afterwards, that one hot chick that we've been seeing around in the audience,
Oh yeah,
she wanted Jiro, so Ridge threw him out there to her. That's basically what happened.
So
it's like, oh, you want this? Okay, here you go.
So, all right. So the manager, what's his name? Fucking Easy Sleazy E. What's his name? Fucking Robbie E.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? The Robert Stone. So Robert Stone is telling this guy what to do, the cranial ridge, and he's not listening. But this beautiful blonde bombshell is just all she has to do is point. Would you listen to her, vet, if she pointed?
Most likely.
Yeah, she's kind of hot, bro. She's kind of hot. I got to be honest with you. I listen to her.
She also may not be a reptile, so that's a plus. She might be a human woman.
Is there? I mean, could he shave just like at least an inch off the fucking cranial ridge? There has to be like some type of surgery, right?
He could, but why do that? It gives him power.
His finisher should be a headbutt.
No kidding.
But no, his finisher is a shitty fireman's carry. I don't know. What is that? What is that? Like a F3?
Well, I have it. I have. It's a low. It's definitely one of the lower tornadoes.
It's an F1.
Yeah.
It's an FU. Oh well, no.
It's a strong breeze.
Oh shit, that's what it is. He does the John Cena finisher. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
Well, no. So like, what he wants it to be is the heavy rain, which is Okada's move, where he picks him up in a fireman's carry and then he flips him up and turns it into a suplex / neck breaker.
See, Bobo says it's the rock-a-bye baby.
Is that true, Bobo?
We'll call it the Rick bottom. It's like the rock bottom, but not.
Ah.
It's like the Rock's cousin, Rick.
The Rick.
The Rick bottom.
Is he on? Is there that new show on NBC, Young Rick?
Young Rick?
Coming out?
It's just
pretty soon.
Some dude that, anyway.
Yeah.
Works at the post office. What?
Anyway, any other thoughts on this valiant effort? Hot chicks throwing Japanese men?
No.
Anything else? No?
No.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on back to Nikita, back on to little old Nikita. She's all mic'd up now, and before she can say anything, Lash Legend attacks.
Bro. That was shot well. That's all I got to say.
You know why else it was shot well? Because we had a Norman Smiley sighting.
Hey, you did notice that. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Norman fucking, was he wearing the helmet, the football helmet with the pads? Screaming?
No,
screaming.
Just a t-shirt.
Bro, screaming Norman Smiley was one of the best. I remember as a child watching this guy on WTBS just making me fucking laugh. Remember the Big Wiggle?
Yes.
His dance?
Yes. You weren't a child. You were a full-grown man, though.
Whatever. Leave me alone.
Let's keep it real with the people.
I am fucking old, vet.
Yeah, so that's all I got.
Norman Smiley.
I did think it was better. I think it was best that she did attack Nikita before she got to talk. Because, like, the less she talks,
talk though.
But just a little, like, she got a couple of words out, and then Lash Legends just came in hot.
I gotta find out about Nikita Lyons, like her legit background, because she's got a little bit of a hood in her, like a little.
Are you saying her background's not legit? Are you saying that her father wasn't a musician and her mother wasn't a groupie, and that
RBV is way behind? What is he saying? Something about Grimes. They give him a gimmick, and then give it right to someone on the main roster. Corbin took rags to riches. Now Cody takes doing it for dad.
That is an interesting point.
That is a very interesting point. RBV, jump in. No? Okay.
Although I will say that I don't think Cameron Grimes was ever rags. He just won.
He wore rags.
He was just a regular wrestler, but then he did the investing. They were trying to get Dogecoin, and the GameStop thing was hot at the time, so they just put that on him. He wasn't like poor or anything, I don't think. He wasn't like smashing SpaghettiOs cans open on the street to eat like Corbin was.
That still makes me laugh though. That one thing where he's like, he has the stain in the shirt. He's like, what happened? He's like, well, I couldn't get a can opener, so I just smashed the can on the sidewalk until it opened. Yeah.
They all, I guess, I guess they also don't have catering at WWE events.
Bro, that shit was funny. Oh man. But yeah, so Nikita Lyons gets kicked right in the fucking tit by Chocolate Thunder, and we go off the air there.
It's funny that you say Chocolate Thunder because Chocolate Thunder's real nephew is on NXT.
Who's Chocolate Thunder's fucking real nephew?
Fucking Malik Blade. That's Daryl Dawkins.
That's his fucking nephew?
For the 5th time, yes.
What the fuck? Dude,
We talked about this all the time when he first showed up, and he's been off TV for so long. I understand you forgot about him and
Dr.
Idris.
Idris,
Yeah.
Daryl Dawkins.
From Planet Lovetron, yes.
What the So wait, Andrew Dawkins, you said? What's his name?
Daryl Dawkins.
Who the fuck is Daryl Dawkins?
Chocolate Thunder?
No, I know that. Who's the nephew again?
Malik Blade.
Which one is Malik Blade?
The guy that's not Idris.
So bad, I have to look him up, see what the fuck he looks like again. Blade.
It's a nice young man.
Oh, that kid's never gonna make it. He just
He
looks like a
already
regular.
made it.
He's
a WWE superstar.
He's like a regular fit dude. He looks like that dude that you go to the basketball court and he's running around he's running track while everybody's trying to get their games in. And he's doing chin-ups on a fucking monkey bars. There's always that guy in every neighborhood. That's him, Malik Blade. Daryl Dawkins, huh? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well.
So Dakota Kai enters
Oh God, no.
for her match.
No.
So I'll wait for Aaron Ben Shlomo to comment. And then we get a package for Pretty Deadly, since obviously they're just showing up and we've never seen them before, because whatever happens in the UK doesn't matter. It's all about the United States. So they draw their number, and I guess their catchphrase is going to be "Yes, boy." Is that? I think they're trying to get "Yes, boy" over. What do you think about "Yes, boy"?
It's fine. It works. I do like them. There's something about those two guys. They remind me of like Colin. I don't know what it is. Both of them. I was telling Vet off the air that they've been putting up memes of God, and I can't remember the Will Ferrell movie, Blades of Glory. Is that what it was? And just comparing these two guys to that. These guys got a lot of potential, I think. We'll talk about that later, but I think these are WWE guys. But would they have to drop the gay gimmick? Is that what they're supposed to, or they're just flamboyant? Like
they're just, I don't know. The gimmick used to be they were just like male models that were into themselves. I don't know if they have a different vision for that here, but it was pretty simple back over in the UK. So
they're over the top male models. That's basically what they are. That works.
Yeah,
that works.
All
man.
right.
I like them.
Well, does this work? Toxic Attraction enters. And now it's Mandy versus Dakota.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Well, obviously they took Dakota's friend to SmackDown, so no friend.
After all that shit, by the way.
But she did have another friend. She wasn't out here though. It was just 3-on-1 to start with poor Dakota. So yeah, these two have a match. Any comments on the match?
No, but I will say another match where I just stared at the screen. Is this the one where her friend comes out at the end?
Yes, at the end, Wendy Chu appears.
Fucking angry at this.
And what happens, Ray? What does she do? What does Wendy do?
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Did Wendy Chu have acid in those fucking super soakers?
Well, she must have, because the way that Toxic Attraction was selling this, it was like their flesh was getting burned off. Dude,
that was so incredibly what's what's the word I can say? Insulting to me. I'm watching this. I'm like, why they fuck? So Wendy Chu comes out with 2 super soakers, right? Unless she put fucking Clorox bleach in there or acid. She's spraying the girls. And they're acting like it's fucking Kurt Angle spraying fucking a giant milk truck on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Right? Was that what it was? Or a beer truck. That's different. These girls were selling these fucking little water guns like they were getting impaled by fucking fire falling from the sky. It was fucking incredibly stupid. It made me angry. So dumb. Why did he?
That's what I would have said if I was in their position. I would have said, "So
Bro.
what is in this water gun?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Well, it's just water. Why would I sit there screaming?" Like,
if they sold it, because Wendy Chu's always drinking, right? She's always drinking. Maybe she filled it up with her own urine.
right?
Okay, I would get it. They're smelling. They did that. They were smelling it. Like, what the fuck? Okay,
Yeah.
fill it with orange soda.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. It's sticky. It's gross. It's probably
Still not going to be screaming about it, but
Oh
you
my
might.
God.
Yeah.
Fill it with paint. It's just water, dude. Maybe
Well,
they don't bathe.
this is the question that Jim Cornette asks every week. Who is this show for? Is this show for children? Is this show for like teenagers? You know, because we got super soakers for the kids. We've got makeout sessions and relationship drama with Index and Duja for the teenagers. You know what I mean? Like, who do they think is really watching this show, bro?
I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't get it at all. It makes no sense the way this show is booked. It's not for me. Aren't we am I still in the demographic? 46.
You're not 49, so technically you're still in there.
I don't understand.
All right. Well,
little things like that like really annoy me.
Right.
You know? And that's the thing that left the lasting impression about this match. So I don't remember anything about the match, to be honest with you, Vet. All I remember is that these girls were overselling fucking water guns.
Yeah,
water guns. All right, can we move on, please?
Yes. We go back to from the little things that are annoying to the giant things that are annoying. Escaped criminal Joe Gacy's doing his promo again. And this time he whatever he said is whatever. Nobody's listening. Nobody could recite one word that he said to me back if I asked you, but he reaches in the fire now and with the tongs and gets the ring out and then puts on the hot ring. Like, this is somebody's idea of something that they would have seen in a movie or wished would have seen in a movie for some cool scene that the villain does to make him seem scary and creepy and just, otherwise disturbed. So that we should all be afraid of him. It's like, oh, look at this. He's putting on a hot ring. He's burning himself and he doesn't even care.
Well, I have a question for you.
Please.
If he knew he was pulling the ring out of the fire, right? Why did he use tongs? Number one. Number two, how come when he put the ring on his finger, it didn't burn the 2 fingers that he was holding the ring with? It only hurt when he put the ring on.
Well, he was making the face the whole time, so I imagine he was selling all the fingers.
Okay, all right. Okay, so now what?
But 3, if you release a guy for posting a picture, what do you do for kidnapping a Hall of Famer?
I don't know, man.
I mean, the whole reason we're about to have this gauntlet match is because they didn't like pictures that were posted on Twitter.
Well, we discussed the fact that this is a different universe, Vet, now. You understand? This is the multiverse. So in this universe, I think we have to go into it from now on understanding this. In this universe, if you commit a crime on camera, it's not a crime.
Oh. All right, how about this? In this universe, water burns and fire burns. Everything burns in this universe.
Exactly. What do you drink?
Oh, jeez, orange soda, I guess.
That's it. That's the only.
But there's
thing that
water
doesn't
in
burn.
that.
Maybe the orange, the orange flavoring.
Does it like cancel it out? Like
yeah, it dissipates the heat. Come on, Vet. You're
all right.
better.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know these things.
I'm not a biologist, but not a rose.
Cora Jade walks, and then we see Tony D'Angelo offer a peace offering to Santos Escobar, which looks like a envelope filled with allegedly cash.
Could be. Could be tickets to WrestleMania.
Yeah, but in this universe, Santos Escobar doesn't like cash.
No.
And he puts the envelope back in Tony's pocket.
He wants Dogecoin.
Right.
Whatever Cameron Grimes got.
Yeah, where's Cameron Grimes at? Yeah, so there we go.
Yep.
And then Cora Jade comes in. And then here's the part where she's in the middle of her whatever she's saying about wanting to be the champion. And then Natalya interrupts.
Fat Natalya.
Fat Natalya.
Fat Natalya with
baboon Natalya.
What the fuck happened to this woman?
She looks like a Muppet. Like, you know how like they have those exaggerated, like Guy Smiley or something, like has this giant face. You're just like, yeah. That's
I'm trying to find a picture here of Natalya.
So they do this whole thing where, Natalya makes it seem like there's like a big tearful homecoming, like she's back and people actually are cheering for me for a change and all this stuff that, but she's playing like a baby face that's going to be like an inspirational figure to Cora Jade, she was an inspirational figure, apparently. Cora tweeted at her 10 years ago and, then she pointed at her in the audience at some house show somewhere. This is the story that they're kind of telling. But we should have known Natalya was a heel all along. You know why?
Why?
Because why would you interrupt this poor girl's promo if you're such a nice lady? Like in mid-sentence, hit my music. We should have seen this coming. So anyway, she says, "You're the future of this business, but the future is bleak." And then slaps her with the lightest, weakest slap you've ever seen. And then she puts on the sharpshooter incorrectly, may I add. She still hasn't figured out after all these years when everybody wants to talk about her being the boat and a great worker and all this stuff, and she still doesn't know how to put the sharpshooter on.
That's a picture. That's a picture of Natalya.
That is a photo directly from her Instagram.
Bro, that is Natalya Neidhart. That fucking crazy cat lady. When I first saw her on that show, what was it, the Bellas show? When they first started the show, and I saw how many cats the Total Divas, and I saw how many cats she had and shit. Listen, nothing against people who like cats. I get it, guys. But there's a difference between liking cats and being obsessed with cats. She's wearing little cat ears. She seems like a very difficult person to be married to. Does that make sense, Vet?
Yes. It's not a question of making sense. It's did you see the show or not? Poor TJ.
I'm wondering if TJ got hurt on purpose.
No, he broke the reason that muscle buster for Samoa Joe broke his neck is because he was already shaking his head so damn much. It weakened it up.
Oh, God, on high. Let's see if I can actually get a picture of her from last night, because that shit was just fucking, she looked fucking horrible. It didn't look like the same person.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So, I mean, I don't know. Like,
here we go. Oh, my God. Here we go. This is perfect. This is a nice close-up. Here we go, Pat. For the people that didn't watch the show, which I'm sure most of you didn't. There you go. Look at that.
Oof.
What is wrong with her?
This is
That's just
this is what this culture does to you, man.
It's just let me see if they have any more.
They're always bringing in younger and hotter girls, and people like Natalya they're already struggled to stay relevant. She doesn't realize the reason that she's in the position that she's in is because of her personality.
She looks just fine here.
Yeah,
attractive woman. Look at this.
Long time ago.
Attractive woman, right, Vet?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Why do people do this to themselves? Look at this. Where is it? Look at this. Come on. I don't get it, dude. I really don't.
Baba says, now I regret watching this review on my TV today. Yeah, you saw too big of a picture of Natalya. Look,
that should look crazy.
All kidding aside, the culture there, you struggle to stay relevant if they already don't like you. Like for whatever reason, she feels, or the WWE is like, well, she's part of the family. She's part of the Hart family. You know, we have to do something with her. We got to have her, but we don't really like her and we don't really want to use her. So we'll just kind of like keep her around or whatever. And then she feels like there's something she can do more. You know what I mean? To like move up the card or to be a bigger star or something. She feels like there's something that she could actually do. And she doesn't realize there's nothing she can do. They've already slotted her where they want her. So when they bring in these younger girls and give them pushes, she's looking at it like, what do I have to do? What do I have to do to be the champion? I'll get plastic surgery. I'll get bigger tits. I'll get smaller tits. I'll do whatever you want. She doesn't get it. She just doesn't get it. And I feel bad for her. There's nothing that she could have done because it's the fucked up company that's making her feel like that.
You feel bad for Natty.
Yeah. In a sense. Now, the kind of person that she is, like, I don't know her actually. I only know her from what I've seen of her on those reality shows, which some of those things are set up, but other things are not set up. Yeah.
That ain't right. They get a big old ad over it. Last year, you get the face.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Bro, what do that's what are you supposed to do to compete with all the people, with the Cora Jades of the world? You know, they're always going to get another Cora Jade. So Natalya thinks probably, I don't want to speak for her really, but like I'm trying to put myself in that kind of a situation, knowing what I've been around, to try to justify this. But like, she's got to be thinking like there's something that she can do to stay relevant and competitive. I'm sorry, Ray. What is it?
No, it's just Elizabeth says she's gonna be 80 and look like a melted crayon with huge boobs. Lawrence Weaver, is he defending her? He says, Lawrence Weaver says, did anyone have Natalya hate on their 2022 bingo card? I didn't. I'm sad right now. She's a figurehead person. I watch her every time she is on. Older dudes respect game. What does that mean?
I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with how old you are. It has to do with whatever. Look, I don't like Natalya for whatever reason. I don't like her as a performer. I don't like what I've seen of her as a person. And I don't like the way she looks right now. It's none of my business. I'm just doing a podcast. You can like her all you want. Anybody's free to like Natalya if they want to. But, you know, figurehead, why? Because she's been around? Because she's related to somebody? No, bro. She sucks. She sucks at everything she's ever done. So, sorry. She can't even do the sharpshooter right, as we saw again here.
Yeah, she didn't know what the hell she was doing when she was putting it on. That was no good.
Yeah. Now, Lawrence Weaver is also right that Cora Jades are a dime a dozen. Like, that's true too. I'm not saying that I'd rather have a Cora Jade, but what I am saying is I wish that the culture there was kinder to women and didn't treat them as much like objects
Like,
to
she
make
shouldn't have
Natty do the kinds of things that she does. And she's not
shouldn't
the
have
only
to-
one. Charlotte's doing it too.
Yeah, she shouldn't have to do this to herself. She was beautiful the way she was.
Charlotte's doing it. You know what I mean?
Even though her sister's over with me.
She's over Big E too.
Is she?
I thought you said you watched Total Divas. Anyway.
I don't remember. It's just not the same person, dude. That's all I have to say. Like you shouldn't have to do this to yourself. Change yourself that much. You know, I don't know.
All right. Well,
And I get what you're saying. She's trying to compete with these younger girls. She's in the ring with like a 20-year-old. Anyway.
yeah.
What else we got there, Vet?
The country duo gets hype. Did they draw numbers or did they just get hype?
They got hype after they drew
with Fallon Henley.
After they drew the number, they got hype. I think, right?
I don't even know if they do.
Well, Fallon Henley's hot, bro.
I think Fallon Henley's are a dime a dozen.
I don't know. I like her. She's great.
Okay. Great is a strong word.
Great.
We get a Nathan Fraser package.
Nathan Jones is back?
No, Nathan Fraser.
I don't know who that is. I must have missed that.
I don't know either. I guarantee you this guy has changed his name. I think if you look up Nathan Fraser, you will find that he went by another name when he first came to NXT UK.
Nathan Fraser. He's NXT?
Yeah. Elizabeth says they just got hyped. No number drawing.
Number drawing. Okay, so this guy's Nathan Fraser.
Lawrence Weaver says Tyson Kidd enters the chat. What the fuck? No, Tyson Kidd knows. He knows. He already knows.
Current gimmick, Nathan Fraser. He was born in Channels Island, UK. He's 180 pounds. Typical wrestler. He was also known as Benjamin Carter. Does it ring a bell?
That's it. Benjamin Carter. Yep. I remember him. He dressed like a Union Jack and flipped all over the place.
Is he good?
Get ready for more flipping. Not really. I mean, not what I care to watch. But
yeah, he's a typical looking. This is the guy right here.
Boring.
Yeah, so the
Speaking
people
of
don't know
boring.
who it is.
Speaking of boring. Oh, wait a minute. Another smart comment from Lawrence Weaver. Vet actually thinks we watch women's wrestling for wrestling. Ah, got it. Okay. Well, if you watch it for hot chicks, you could do a lot better than a fucking Muppet. Just because she's old.
He's a hot chick.
Are you still talking about this guy?
Nathan Fraser. Oh, sorry. Let me stop. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Vet.
Yeah, there's a lot of people before Natalia that you could watch for hotness. Just because you're old doesn't mean that you have to like old women. Draco versus Quinn.
Who?
Draco Anthony versus Zion Quinn. Does that clarify things?
Zion Quinn showing a darker side, huh?
I guess. Well, Draco got his fucking ass kicked. That's basically what I took from this.
He sure as fucking did.
Harsh squash match. I don't even... What was the point?
Draco Anthony is the type of guy that shouldn't be getting squashed. Think about it. He's a fucking military guy. He's jacked to the gills. I don't know. I just don't think that's good booking. But I guess he had to be taught a lesson by Zion Quinn. Zion Quinn.
Wool.
Zion Quinn, the medicine man. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Remember that show?
Zion Quinn, Medicine Woman?
Medicine Woman? That's going to be his new gimmick. He's just going to be fucking helping people in the prairie with medicine. Is that what she did?
The prairies of Orlando.
Do you remember when Bret Hitman Hart was on that show?
Yeah. No, that was Lonesome Dove.
Isn't that the same thing? It's the same
No.
thing. Oh.
It is crazy that those shows existed.
Lonesome
Who
Dove.
the hell was watching this shit, man?
God, I forgot about that show. I forgot that show even fucking existed until you mentioned it.
Exactly.
Lonesome Dove. Anywho.
Like, you missed wrestling time for that. Get back in the ring. Well, we're here to talk about Natty again.
Natty. Natty Nighthawk.
Yeah.
Natty.
She gets challenged backstage by that one girl.
Who's that
Think
girl?
about this.
Who is that girl?
You know who that girl is. You know she's the girl from that time. Remember?
Bro,
You
I was
remember her when she was there with the other girl?
It's like, who's this nobody?
That's,
Like you would think that one of the baby face this is a spot where you have like a Raquel Rodriguez. You challenge her, you know?
Right.
Who else is it? Who's the major baby face? Oh, no, it's gonna be the girl with the bat, Mrs. Drafdowski, my first grade teacher. She's in the challenge. Natty.
You know that baby face with a bat that breaks everything with a bat?
Jesus Christ.
They don't have any more baby faces, do they? Who's left?
Who I don't know who the Cora Jade. That's their big what's the name? Fucking sleepy girl.
Right.
I don't know who else.
Well, I'll tell you who else. Tatum Paxley. That's who
Ooh.
this girl is. Tatum Paxley. Remember she wanted to join the diamond mine and they were like, fuck off, bitch.
Oh, that's her?
Yeah, her with Ivy Nile, and Ivy's like was gonna put her through the paces, and then we never saw that.
Very pretty.
I guess we had to watch NXT Level Up to see anything happen between them, because as far as I know, nothing happened. But now she's gonna challenge the boat. So
I am not watching Level Up. I would love to know how many people watch that show. You have to be a real wrestling fan to want to watch that shit.
well, you'll be happy to know that on this past week's Next Level Up, we got to see a little Andre Chase action, because we're not going to see it on this show, sadly. But
Sucks.
Andre and teamed up with Bodie to take on these other two new guys that I'd never seen before. Now, these guys look like the American versions of Pretty Deadly, like two catalog models that just put on tights and got in a ring. But Chase U was victorious. So anyway, Next Level Up. Okay, so now it's time for the we don't want to write a show, so we're gonna have a match that takes up like an hour. So let's do a gauntlet match. Creeds drew number 1.
Yeah.
And Legado del Fantasma drew number 2.
Yeah.
And the Creeds went over.
Creeds beat them.
And then the Country Duo was number 3.
Yep.
And they powerbombed one of the Creeds through a table.
Yeah.
But they still lost. So Creeds go on.
Creeds win. So Creeds are tired at this point, right?
They're very tired. And then the Wallers come out. They don't win either.
Yo, what are they doing? And they pin Sanga.
They pinned Sanga relatively quickly, I think.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm just texting my wife back. So they pin the giant of the team. Sanga's done. Quick, yes. See, these type of matches I never liked. These elimination type matches, because you're getting finishes off of like a clothesline. You know what I'm saying? Or like a regular elbow drop. Like something that would never finish a match in wrestling. Now you're just winning. Like you get a roll, like you're rolling up fucking Sanga in like 2 minutes. What? Come on, man. What do they hit him with?
They hit him with that little sliding clothesline deal they do.
Sanga couldn't take that?
Guess not.
Okay.
They slammed him down with something first. They hit him with something, slammed him down, and then the whole clothesline deal.
Brutus Creed suplexes him. Oh yeah, that was actually impressive. They were throwing him around. Right. That didn't do any business for Sanga. Julius tags in. So yeah, Brutus Creed suplexes him big time. Julius tags in, cartwheel spine buster on the big man, and then they call it the falling lariat.
It's a very scientific way of calling it a clothesline on the ground. Falling lariat.
Then we get the models.
Yep. And so you're fans of these guys.
I like them. Yeah, they work.
Did they show you anything in this match?
They show me that they're fucking cool. And that they're the new tag team champions.
They're the new tag team champions.
They are. So get this, guys. So here's the thing. WWE, NXT did not mention any reason as to why these titles were vacant. There was no storyline.
Nope.
No made up, nothing. Titles are vacant. We're going to have a tag team gauntlet match because the titles are vacant. Vacant titles. Why are they vacant? You couldn't have written the guy off saying he got into a car accident and died? And his tag team partner, Dez, is fucking mourning him or something? Anything, dude.
Anything.
Due
Plus,
to
he's
an
got a
injury.
whole other partner that didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
so you're going to have to address him at some point.
Due to an injury to his Hitler mustache, he's
Yeah, a shaving injury.
He's due to a shaving injury and a Hitler mustache. We have vacant titles. Vet, like seriously, what do you? So now, all jokes aside, what do you do in this situation? If you're WWE, what do you do, Vet?
You mean as far as the television program?
Yeah.
I think the very least you could do is address it. Like, this is what I would, when these type of things would happen, the first thing I would think is, okay, what happens when somebody Googles this? And then you Google it and you see what comes up and then you address it like that. It's pretty simple. It's like, okay, so this, this guy got released. So, okay, we've come to terms with the release of Nash Carter. Therefore, one half of our tag team champions is without a partner. So I would have Wesley hand over the belts.
Just be like, yeah, my partner's racist.
Yeah, something. I mean, I don't know. But I don't say nothing.
So the whole Hitler thing, right? I guess they're alluding to the fact that he's racist, but now I'm putting two together. One of his best friends and tag team partner isn't necessarily white.
Neither is Trey McGill.
Do you think WWE goes and gets Trey McGill and brings him in as the new MSK?
They could. But I think if Trey McGill's the kind of guy that doesn't care about money, he's probably pretty happy with creative right about now. And Impact.
So would you say that it's more likely that Dez gets released and goes back to Impact?
You saying, is that more likely than them signing Trey McGill?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Or doing something with Dez. Like, what are they going to do with Dez now?
Nothing.
What are they going to do with him?
They have no use for him.
And this is why I was saying.
But they had no use for Nash Carter either. They had no use for either of these guys. What have these guys done since they've been here? Now, granted, that's not all on them, but I mean, with the TV time that they've had, what have they done to stand out to you that says these guys need to be around? These guys need to be protected. Someone needs to go to bat for these guys when there's domestic abuse and Nazi allegations. Like, what have they done on their side to weigh against that? Like, oh, we need MSK here because
There's no reason.
So they're expendable, is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
So in this instance, it's like, go ahead and make that budget cut rather than spend more money on a maybe.
On legal. My thing was like, what I was saying last week, you have to be careful what you're in a tag team, and what you do. And this is what Ben talks about a lot. Like, people go on social media, especially when you have these jobs and you say stupid shit and you do stupid things and you think it's not going to come out. You have these sex videos and you do all these dumb shit. It's going to come out. And then what? It doesn't only affect you. It affects the people that you support, like a wife or a kid or a tag team partner. You know what I'm saying? Like now, what's going to happen to Dez? Dez didn't do anything wrong. Now that kid is pretty much out of a job, out of a spot. They were pushing these kids to the moon.
No, that was Cameron Grimes.
Oh.
But decently pushed.
I don't know, man. I'm done with it, bro.
Yeah, what can you say?
NXT is really hard to watch now. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, if only we could bring Nash Carter back.
Right? We need more Nash Carter. More Hitler mustaches, apparently. He did it to himself. Let's just be real.
Of course.
He did it to himself.
Well, look, you were there. You saw. You definitely heard what Jargo said. If you didn't, if anybody else didn't hear on Light the Fuse what Jargo said, he basically said it, and he's right. There is no context. It doesn't matter. You can't have a job for people and do shit like that. I don't even know why anybody would try to defend it. It has nothing to do with if he's really whatever he thinks or not. If you work for a big company like that, that's very image conscious, and there's no reason for a picture like that to exist. No reason. We should never see a picture like that. Doesn't matter. Forget the fact that it's pointless. Forget the fact that it wasn't funny. Forget anything like that. Just look at like, who do you work for? What are they going to think when they see it? And is it worth it? Now, he probably never expected that picture to see the light of day, but somebody with a brain would just say, you know what? Better not take it. Better not do it.
Better not shave my mustache into a Hitler mustache and do the salute.
Even if I was an Impact, I wouldn't do that.
Dude, it's like...
Let alone the WWE.
But moving forward, no one can hire him. No one will... Tony Khan is not going to hire him. You know that. Impact's not going to hire him. Where's he going to wrestle? In Japan? Maybe Japan? Go have a career in Japan? They
wouldn't care about the stuff that he did, but they also don't need any guys like that. He doesn't look.
He's fucked, dude. He fucked himself.
Let's put it like this, right? Just take all that out of the equation. What does this guy bring to the table? Name three good things about Nash Carter or Zachary Wentz or whatever the fuck. What's your favorite promo of his?
I don't know.
What's your favorite match he's been in? You know?
Yeah, you asking me because I don't know.
Exactly. Well, it's a rhetorical question because I know that nobody has a favorite match of his because nobody fucking cares. So whatever. If they released him for no reason, I'd be like, cool.
What do you do now, though? You know, I'm looking at his Twitter. He has not tweeted since.
Well, there's a lot of
since WrestleMania.
There's a lot of fast food places that need help because a lot of people are walking out. Aww. They don't want to work for those wages, but he may not have a choice.
I gotta put this over. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that?
No.
Can't. What are you gonna do? So, but I mean, you can't do anything with the kid no more. The kid's fucked. His career's done. It's over. It is what it is. And now we have two skaters as tag team champions. This was shared on Twitter. The mighty Bobo putting us over.
On the TV, which unfortunately he had to see Natalia on.
Oof. Bobo, so you saw Natalia on the big screen, huh? Jesus fucking Christmas. What is this? Hold on. What is this, little pirate? What is this? Dude, do you see this as a fucking bear phone? I love this shit.
Sweet.
Is that like a PS4? But it looks like all vintage. Has a little external
PS4?
Look.
That's the fat PS4.
That's the fat one. And then it has a little external gimmick, a little external memory. You store his games on there. A little log cabin, a little candle, so you can pray to us.
Bobo says that's a pirate nutcracker.
Is a pirate nutcracker? Oh, that shit is dope, dude. But tell me more about this fucking phone. This looks like it's a piece of art over here. This is wonderful. I wish I could zoom in, but I can't. Man, we look at our faces here, Vet. We both look like we just finished watching an episode of NXT.
That's true.
Jesus Christ. Well, thank you, Bobo. I appreciate you, man. And much love to you and your family.
He said, "Tell me more about this bear phone." He's like, "It's a bear phone." I guess that's all there is to say about it.
Who doesn't have a bear phone, Vet?
Damn.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Vet, this was a very, very difficult show to watch. And my hopes for next week are not any better. What are the matches scheduled for next week? Do you remember?
I don't. All I know is they took Walter. So now we don't even have him to look forward to.
We still have Fabian Eichner.
I know. Fabian Eichner. Wesley. The new team. And then they get those tag team championships from Pretty Deadly.
Oh, my God.
They can call their team the Men Without a Country or whatever.
I was going to call them the Leftovers.
The Leftovers is good, too. Let's do that.
God damn, I want a bear phone now. Is that die-cast
You know,
metal?
Amazon probably could get you one overnight.
It looks like a heavy metal phone, you know? Not like rock and roll, like a heavy metal material phone. Anyway, Vet, you've been busy doing some shows. Anything special this week?
No. There was no Impact Attack because Impact didn't put on a show, so we didn't put on a show. Although we were ready to put on a show, but, my co-hosts weren't really that enthused about it, so we just called the whole thing off.
Well, what would you have talked about?
I don't know. We would have just bullshitted long enough to get a free preview in, and then...
You know what I would have done, all jokes aside? And I've done this before, me and Ben. So whenever Impact did something like this where there wasn't a show, he and I would watch an old TNA show. Like one of the 1 hour versions, like the early years before they became Impact. It was just TNA. And we would review that. Maybe that could be something for fodder moving forward. It's an hour-long show. You can do an hour-long show, an hour-long review of it. It's fun. You know? Back to the Impact. Back to TNA or something. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know? I don't know.
Well, it's hard enough to get them to watch the Impact show that's on every week.
Why would you do that?
I don't think they're going to be watching any old stuff, especially not last second. Colin didn't even realize that there was a clip show until he sent me the link to tell me that he couldn't do the show. So, that's the kind of team I'm working with. But
Is it?
But nonetheless, so you won't find me there this past week, but hopefully this coming up week, we'll get the Impact Attack rolling. And that's pretty much it for me. Opinion Haver everywhere, of course. I won't be on Natty's Instagram, but I'm on my own Instagram at Opinion Haver.
Well, why not, Vet?
I have no interest in trolling her Instagram.
Fair enough. I'm trying to pull something up real quick. Here we go. Where is it? All right, here we go. Let me see if I go backwards here. Okay. So I just wanted to put this really over this week. We have before I do that, we have the Pro Wrestling Reflection. And speaking of Impact Wrestling, they are going to be doing TNA Impact from February 24th, 2011. Can you guess who was one of the main guys there?
Mr.
Anderson. Yeah, man. So we're going to go with that. And then that's going to be fun. It'll be up on Hami Media on Saturday morning. So I'm going to do this show and then anyway. And then, So then after that, this is not. Let me see if I could play this. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go.
Frank's Pickle Barrel ass is like, where is that show?
Which show?
I assume he means the Pro Wrestling Reflection. But
are you serious?
It's called I don't know, Frank. Have you tried looking with your face?
We do it every week. It's been and then tonight the Ridiculously Random Podcast at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Ridiculously Random Podcast. Hey, do me a favor, guys. Join me and Colin, Ridiculously Random Podcast, every Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here at #Hami Media. and send us your top 5, your emails, your show ideas to your random pod. See it scrolling at the bottom? I can't tell if it's scrolling. Your random pod. Okay, good. Your random pod at gmail.com. Again, your random pod at gmail.com. And again, this week, oops, no, that's the professor's perspective. We're going to have top 5 Saturday Night Live characters. Who's one of your favorite characters?
On Saturday Night Live?
Yeah. Characters.
Well, we always talk about the ladies' man here.
Ooh, the ladies'
You even
man.
have to drop or two.
Ladies' man, yes. Do I have that drop? I should.
Should. What's another one?
Here we go.
Yeah, well, that's disgusting.
Church lady.
He must have just watched the Natalia match.
Church lady is going to be on my list.
Church lady, really? Wasn't that special?
Is it because is it Satan?
Satan?
There's a couple. I can't give them all away.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot over the years, but I really like that 90s era, that early 90s era with the Dana Carveys and the Mike Myers and the Chris Rocks and the Davis Spades and the Chris Farleys and the Adam Sandlers and a lot of stars came out of there, didn't they?
Yeah, but think about it also the 80s, all the characters that came out of the 80s. You had I Am Gumby, damn it. You had Buckwheat. That's just Eddie Murphy himself.
Yeah, you're just naming Eddie Murphy here.
Yeah, I know. You had the Samurai.
Velvet Jones. Hi, my name Velvet Jones.
What about these guys? We are wild and crazy guys. You know, the two.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I never got them. Never got them. Not a big fan. But they were over the Blues Brothers. Huge. Who's the guy that used to say, I love myself and people like me. The guy looked in the mirror.
Oh, Stuart Smalley. I'm good enough.
Fun.
I'm smart enough. And doggone it, people like me. Do you ever remember that one he had Michael Jordan on there?
Oh, yes. Jordan was popping, dude.
He's like, I don't have to be the best basketball player. He's making Jordan repeat it in the mirror.
I don't have to put the ball into the basket better than it was like so awkward and weird. It was so much fun, dude. That was great. Stuart Smalley. Oh, what about this girl? She smells her hands. The armpits.
What was her name? I don't even remember her name. They made the Superstar movie after her, though.
Adam Sandler. Opera Man.
Yeah. He had a
ambiguously
bunch of
gay duo. Does that count?
Does it? I mean, technically.
It was a skit. The characters. Al Franken. Yeah, he did a whole bunch of good shit.
Mary Catherine Gallagher. See, you can always count on lists to fill in the blanks in our brains. Ray, when you get older, do you start to respect or to understand the phrase more like, I've forgotten more about blank than you'll ever know? Like, now I'm starting to get what that really means.
I have this thing where I could just be in the middle of a sentence and all of a sudden I drop my my thought process. Like I totally forget what the fuck I'm talking about. So look forward to that, kids. You're going to love getting old. Anyway, I think we're good. Yeah, guys, thank you for joining us, man. It should be a really fucking spirited show with me and Colin. We're going to really, like I said, dissect this whole fucking insanity that happened here in New York City, which was, in my opinion, inevitable. It's going to happen. It's going to happen again and again and again until shit fucking changes. How do you fix it? I'm going to talk about how you fix it tonight. My opinion. Well, my opinion is not as good as this opinion because we have the opinion haver, and that's what you do. Your opinions are usually facts, so I'm just putting it out there. Yeah, it's true. Anyway, love you guys. I will see you here tonight. The vet will also be joining us live, right, vet? One time, dude. Just one, so you can do the full gambit.
No.
Is there any show, any topic that you say, you know what, I would get on, even just for 5 minutes? Nothing.
Nope.
You know, we had a dog walker in my job, and she had a package delivered to my building, right? I said, oh, yeah. She goes, I can't deliver it to my apartment because I'm not always there, blah, blah. So is it cool? I'm like, of course. So I said, so you know, is it important? She goes, if I tell you, I'm going to have to kill you. I said, no, I got to know what it is. And I'm not going to tell you what it is until you tune in tonight to the Ridiculously Random Podcast. I'll tell the vet off the air. So, but you guys will have to wait. You'll have to come back at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and put the fingers in the hole. Okay, you know how to do it. Fingers in the hole, vigorously. Put them in the chat. Remind me about telling you about what this dog walker had delivered to my building that I work at. It'll be great.
And if you're in a room somewhere with somebody else that you don't want to know, use the hot dog and donut emojis.
Frank Spiegelborough says, I don't care. Vet, don't do it. No, Vet, don't do what?
It.
Don't sell it.
Don't sell it.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week, hopefully. Peace. Say goodbye, Vet.
Goodbye, Vet.
So what she actually had brought to my job, and I couldn't believe it. She opened it in front of me. That's fine.